Hello, welcome to game 4 of my match against JNails. Taking a look at this kingdom. I'm definitely going to open with a Transmogrify. I'm trying to figure out what to buy in the 3. Could be Border Guard or Silver. I probably want to start hitting Paddocks fairly soon. I can T-Mog horses into T-Mogs and so on. So I think I'm going to open with Silver Transmogrify. The Transmogrify should thin out the estates fairly quickly, and then I'll be able to cycle through to see my non-copper cards. Yes, this will just be a pretty easy silos, although I'm not going to hit 5 this next turn, but I'll be able to get to a clean end of the shuffle here. Bottom 2 cards are Copper Estate, which I'm fine drawing down to 3. Vassal's interesting. If that's really 3 estates in hand, then they are going to hit 5 next turn. And I think I will get a Border Guard now. This is great. I can go estate into Border Guard, play a Border Guard. Probably. Yeah, so estate into Border Guard. No, just estate into Silver? Interesting. Estate into Border Guard they should both find me coppers. I can buy a Paddock. So I kind of would like another Transmogrify, actually. I'm going to have silvers I don't really want. I'm going to have horses that I'll be able to Transmogrify, but they also got a silos. So we seem to be holding pace here on turn 5. They maybe are slightly advanced in their shuffle from me, or this is the shuffle that I've triggered a shuffle one in advance of them, which they can do here, except I don't think they want to, because they don't, I mean, maybe these are small enough shuffles, but they definitely don't have a Paddock or a Transmogrify in those 4 cards. There's really, to me, no consideration of Stampede at this point. It's worth noting we have no plus buy. I did not note that yet. I didn't really do my full kingdom analysis, which I should do. So we're single provincing. So it's kind of a big deal here that we're single province land. The silos help churn through. I don't even think we're going to empty like the Border Guard pile because we're in single province land. I guess I'll get a crown now. Crown seems like a village, and I already have a terminal. Wayfarer can print silvers, and you can Transmogrify into nice things. If you Transmogrify province into province, you can then Transmogrify Wayfarer into province, which is kind of cool, but requires you to have 2 Wayfarers. So this is a little bit sad for me that I didn't get to a shuffle here, because all these coppers are just going right back in the shuffle. But you know, we strongly hope to see a silver. If I see a horse, I might even consider turning a horse into another Transmogrify. I feel like Transmogrifies here are strong. I'm going to have horses with Paddock and potentially get like a Wayfarer or something where that's really useful. Even horses into Border Guard is not crazy. If they go Legionary, I can always turn something into something. Yeah, I mean, I kind of am down with doing this. Feels a bit awkward, but I'll take the Paddock now, and the copper. Okay, so I can consider getting another crown or another Paddock. I think now that I've got the village, I've got the Transmogrify stuff, I can go for another Paddock. Again, I don't think like we're definitely going to lower piles, but you know, I'm going to be able to turn an estate into a Border Guard next turn. I should be able to see my crown fairly reliably. And the extra Transmogrify can let me do some do some work with respect to, you know, horses into 4s and then 4s into 5s, like getting some extra duchies in the late game, or milling provinces if I can get a little bit of a lead come province time. As it stands, you know, they've got a vassal, I've got a silver, and then I've got 2 paddocks. They've got, you know, we've both got a crown. It's like, we're not generating a ton of money outside of our coppers. I think I'm technically generating a little bit more, but if they're able to crown vassal, that gets them up to pretty good points. Especially if they can hit action cards, which is going to be tough given how many coppers we have in the decks. Huh. I'm interested to see if this is already a province for them. It doesn't seem completely insane, but it does seem too early. All right, so we're going to turn this estate to a border guard. A little bit sad to see my Transmogrify there, but I definitely want to play that. Okay, so that's 9. Down there is a crown. Estate, a bunch of coppers. I think I am already going to start in for me in the provinces. This game greens fairly quickly. I'm first player, and I've got Transmogrifies to do milling stuff if I need to. I keep getting right to the ends of these shuffles. You kind of wish you'd get to 4 cards at the bottom so that you get a clean shuffle and then your coppers don't go right back into the shuffle. But I think I took the lantern without thinking about it. I think the horn might actually be actively bad in this kingdom. Not actively bad because you can not take it, but I think you'd prefer to, if you had the choice, to draw the copper in the starting hand rather than the border guard, so you could discard into it. And maybe that's overthinking it somewhat. I'm certainly not going to be able to province every turn for 3 or 4 turns in a row. But I think it's not like JNails is going to build for 1 more turn and then be provincing every turn either. So I feel like provincing now, I've got the 2 Transmogrifies, so if I need to, I can mill a little bit. And I have the lead in building, I think, with the Paddock with the extra Paddock. Somewhat sad reveal there to see Crown and Vassal. But I assume they've got the Paddock now. Yeah. But if I can get to a province this turn, then they're going to be in really, really rough shape because they've got a... basically, they're forced to respond by provincing immediately. They can't let me get a 3-province lead, potentially. And yeah, the combination of Transmogrify, Silos, what I think is a pretty powerful kingdom, and maybe some lucky draws on my part. All right, we take a silver. So down there I have my other Paddock, both my Transmogrifies, right? Yeah. So I could take the Transmogrify now, but I think putting more horses into the shuffle is going to be better. So I'll take a Paddock here, play both, and sure, I'll take it. Doesn't mean I have to use it. Again, I think I actually don't want to put that on top of the deck. People in chat can tell me later if that's crazy or not. It's at least possible to me that it's completely insane. So I can either turn this estate into a border guard, which is reasonable given that this hand does not look super inspiring, or I could mill a province and just shorten the game. I can take Silos first. I think I'm going to mill a province here. I've got the border guard, the horse, another Transmogrify coming into play. I'm kind of happy to shorten the game. Grab the Paddocks. Here, I'll grab a horse. This is only 7. So what am I going to take with 7? I could take a duchy. I could take a Paddock. I could just take like a Wayfarer. Or I could take one more Transmogrify. All those things seem somewhat reasonable. I guess I don't want to take another terminal. So just like grab a crown and not top deck that. I guess as the percentage of green cards in my hand goes up, I may not know because I want to, yeah, so with Transmogrify, I want to be seeing provinces and stuff in my starting hand so that I can mill them. And like they're pretty much capped. They can do maybe 1 province and 1 duchy in a turn. They've got a crown. They've got a Paddock. So they've got 2 cards that, and then the other Transmogrifies that they could also turn into duchies. So like 2 duchies in a province would be the best possible turn for them, I think. Or mill a province, buy a province, gain a duchy. They would have to have a province in their deck to do that. So that seems unlikely right now. I guess that's just what I got to watch out for. And I'll probably play this Transmogrify and then leave them both on the mat for the rest of the game, which is maybe only going to be 2 or 3 turns if I can buy a province this turn. And I have quite a few horses. I've got the extra crown now, which I can crown a horse or crown a Paddock or crown a border guard in a pinch. And if I can buy a province this turn and another one next turn and mill 2, and I'm assuming JNails has to buy a province this turn. And the thing I said where they can get like mill a province, buy a province, gain a duchy, that means I can't leave 2 provinces in the pile, basically. Horse into Bureaucrat. Cute. Bureaucrat to crown. Okay. Padding those gain stats. This is a nice starting hand for them. I guess that's why turn 9 they only hit 4. Because they bottom decked, unfortunately, all their stuff. So this is two transmogs off the mat, so they did find the other one. And it's pretty tough to dud with silos and all the border guards that we have. So I assume this is going to be province for them with 1 Transmogrify on the mat. So again, I can mill here and buy here, but that doesn't seem... it seems risky. I'm at 19 then. Okay, so if I mill here and buy here, I'm at 19. They can't double... The best they could do province duchy. That lowers us to 1 province. And I've got another one on the mat. I think it's more likely for me to win by not milling here. I'm trying to mill 2 at once. We'll play the horses first. Hopefully draw the things I need. Crown is one of them. Okay, well, I do hit province here. Doesn't really matter what I take. I'm getting 4 horses either way. And I will not top deck this. Yeah, we'll discard the 2 coppers, see what we find. I can turn estates into silvers. I can turn estates into Vassal. Turn estate into, yeah. I can turn estate into copper and then draw. Then draw with silos. That feels worse than necessary. Yeah, the border guard stuff, you just get some awkward reveals, which I saw there with the crown and the 2 horses. Obviously, if I saw the crown with the 2 horses, then I could have, or I saw them in separate hands, then I could have crowned a horse, played both Paddocks, or even crowned a horse and then drawn the crown and crowned a Paddock. Hopefully what I just said made sense. So this is tough decisions to make with the milling and stuff. Do they need to start getting duchies here? I don't feel like I'm in a dominant position. It's certainly possible they play both Transmogrifies this turn buy a province, and then they're threatening province triple duchy or like province mill double duchy. That being said, if they buy a province here and I mill, then if I buy a province here and they mill, then I win easily on next turn. Especially with, I've got 6 horses down there at least. I think I have 6 horses down there. This is only turn 11. This is like very, very early in the game for there to be this few provinces left. Okay, they've got 1 T-Mog down in the mat. So they're somewhat capped. All right, so we call the silos first. Hope to draw a province. We don't. I don't think there's any sense in me playing these T-Mogs now either. Unfortunately, I just buy a province and they're limited to province duchy, right? Okay, we'll play this border guard. Horse. I do have another province down there. I'm hoping to see it. Yeah, okay. So if I crown Paddock by province, they're limited to province duchy. And I've got a province in the bottom 5. Got 3 provinces. Yeah. So, wow, that one was quick. That was 12 turns. Pretty glad I provinced when I did. I assessed the timing of that right, I think. But I was first player there, so we'll see. I'm up 3-1, moving into game 5.